So I've been in the C8 a few times, I've got to drive it, and here we are again. There's definitely some things that I've been picking up as far as different like manufacturers, as far as influences in the car. Being in the exotic supercar industry, you get to see Audis, McLarens, Aston Martins, BMWs, all the top of the line manufacturers and all the top of the line vehicles that they produce. This Corvette has pretty much all the good things that you will want from those exotic manufacturers with a little twist. There's a lot of things that I like about it, and there's a few things that I don't like about it.
Because no one really gets to see how the dash looks from the passenger side.
And one thing I don't like is that I'm in like my own box. And I don't know if you can see, but I'm only 5'9½", you know, not a very big guy, but
5'9½".
Yeah, the half. Look,
okay.
But
you can't round up or down.
No down. But even Zach, you know, like it's a sports car, and it's not as roomy as you would want as far as like passenger. I mean, you got leg room.
But it's big improvement over the C7. You can't say that it's not an improvement over the C7.
It is. Definitely is. And then, like, you know, it's just like the dash. Like, look at how much dash you got, man. It's crazy.
There are a lot of good things about this. The transmission is phenomenal. I've compared it back to back to the PDK. There's like no comparison. The Chevy actually killed it. Well, it's actually Tremec. It's the 9080. Yeah, TR 9080. And so it does an amazing job. Engine revs really high, more so than a normal LS or LT. The shifts are very, very quick and efficient. Aim it on here and you can just see how quick it changes. Like, it's really quick. For an NA car, it's super surprising, and it's definitely from the transmission. It makes the car feel a lot faster than it is. It only put down 450 wheel, and I believe it was like 440 or 430 torque on our dyno. If you go to my Instagram page or the shop's Instagram page, you'll see the dyno. The car just is overall a win. I would rate it like an 8.8 out of 10. There are some flaws. The negative of it, since a lot of people don't point out the negatives because they don't own the car, so they don't live with it on a day-to-day basis. So if you were to go buy another C8, if you are bigger than a pencil, do not buy the GT2 seats. They are very uncomfortable and not ideal. I would recommend the GT1. So it takes the bottom of the touring seat and the top of the GT2 seat. The bottoms of the GT2 seat are awful, in my opinion. The second thing that I don't like is that you virtually cannot see out of the back of the car. So your B-pillar is a total blind spot, and since you can't see out of the back with the reflection, you have a camera, which JP can show you now. So if I turn off the camera, you see nothing. You just see a reflection of yourself in the back, and it's just annoying. The other annoying thing I don't like, which will be fixed with an exhaust, is you hear a lot of valve train noise. Since it's a DI car, DI meaning direct injected, you hear a lot of clicking, you hear a lot of like pulley noises from like the auxiliary belts and whatnot. It's just kind of annoying and just more or less unsettling because you think something's wrong with the car, but they're really not. It's just so quiet inside that you don't hear a thing. But other than that, like, I would say it's a great car, and for it being, mine was $85K sticker, I can't really think of a better car under that price range for in this category. So if you compared it to like a Cayman or a, I don't know, another 911, I would say it's a way better bang for your buck. But as soon as you cross that threshold into the GT3 category, there's no comparison. You have to go with the GT3 over this. But this car has a ton of potential. So what do you think?
I honestly would have to agree with the potential. Again, I'm going to touch back on the exotic and supercar tendencies that this C8 has. It's very Audi / McLaren with the way that the engine is set up. Again, the way it handles and the dynamic suspension that this car comes with from the factory is outstanding. It can go from a normal, comfortable daily driver to a snappy, super responsive sports car with the touch of a button. Now, there's not so many vehicles out there that have that turn-in ability, that comfortable straight line speed where you can trust the car. I don't think I've ever seen this car break traction yet.
No. So another really good thing in its stock form is when it's bone stock, it's so underpowered for what the chassis can handle. You can send this thing into corners and do whatever you want. You really don't have to worry about it. Like, you can basically go flat out in a corner and the car will take it because it's just such a good platform. So for someone who's looking at it for like a track car, it's perfect.
Now we're excited to see this thing on the track as, again, more aftermarket parts become readily available to all
And
the
what we
shops.
make.
And what we can manufacture as well. That is correct. We do have a lot again in store for this car, but with everything amidst and everyone kind of just at a standstill, we have
production of the car at a standstill.
at a standstill. So I mean, we're working with what we got. It's just something where we keep seeing the car on a daily basis, and we keep finding things that we would change and improve, or just altogether replace to make the car better. Again, it's something where if you have the opportunity to hop in one of these, it's just unbelievable.
Or come down to the shop and come check out ours.
Yeah.
It's usually there if I feel like driving it. But yeah, I honestly can't really complain. But just to kind of jump back, so enough about like the C8. I'm just trying to try to go over some of our goals for this vlog channel and stuff like that. This is kind of a first for me, so I have to get used to some of this. And I know it's a first for JP, so please bear with us with the adaptation of learning how to do this. We have an editor, and he should do a pretty good job with us. My goal is to just show like the back end and all of that. I would like to bring you along with our day-to-day. I do some pretty interesting things. I always bring everybody along with me, so it'd be cool if we could bring the camera along with us. I really don't know. There's a lot in store, and there's a lot of potential for this. So I've been wanting to do this for a while, but it's just been a process to get it to happen. So it's cool to finally have it come to fruition. I don't know. What do you have to add?
Well, since we really need to stir the masses up, I've been keeping a little secret. As you guys know, I drive a 2015 Scion FRS or Toyota GT86 or Subaru BRZ, whichever one tickles your fancy. Now, I do dabble in the drifting, and I do know that the car is a little bit underpowered. So Zach, what did we decide to do?
We got you an LS.
We bought an LS. That's right. V8 swap in the drift car. It's no better formula. Honestly, I think I'm going to start the drift adventure at a pretty
high standard,
good entry level. We're trying to keep the car NA. It's a light chassis. Right now it's just over 2,700 pounds with the small weight reduction that I did. We're gonna keep the car on E85 for sure with the
E85 the world.
Oh yeah, there's no better fuel.
No,
Who doesn't love corn? Who does not?
And it's American made. And you just
so right now we're just sourcing all the parts. We're doing this rather budget friendly. I'm not trying to build a Formula Drift spec, 8.6, but we do have a pretty unique setup that we're gonna throw at the 8.6, and we're really excited for you guys to see that. And of course, we're going to be attaching the wonderful story and everything that has to go along with this build. Between finding the parts at salvage yards or getting them custom made, it's gonna be pretty sick, and we're excited to be out there competing again.
Yeah, we're going to be competing on all forms of the field. So our team, we have a pretty big team for a side of the shop that we have, and everybody kind of touches on their own basis. In the later vlogs, I'm sure you'll meet everybody. But I really like roll racing and kind of drag racing. I'm told I'm like a pansy because I won't launch a car. I just hate launching cars, but I do love roll racing. But I'm gonna try to get it more into drag racing. I have my Hellcat. It will be a track car. It will be gutted. It will hurt feelings. So that is our Hellgato, and the Hellcats are such a big platform for us. So you're just gonna see so much cool stuff just go down, and we're trying to decide how often we want to do the videos and like what we're trying to do. So it's all up in the air, but my goal right now is weekly, and I don't know what you think about that, but I like it.
I think we can manage that. I think we can come up with some pretty good content. We can get stuff rolling. I'm pretty confident that our shop is going to move in a pretty awesome direction again. With the new ownership this past year and a half, we've been changing so many things inside and out, as far as customer service, the way that we bring in vehicles, our marketing, and then of course starting our own vlogs, so that way we can bring you guys nice and close.
I decided on smoothies, by the way.
We found what we're eating for lunch, guys.
Trosmo.
Trosmo, the world. We're headed back to the shop now.
We got the Trosmo.
Look at that.
What did you get?
I got the pomegranate plunge.
I got Peppa Mama with peanut butter, bro.
Dang,
You gotta get it.
Add the peanut butter. So when we pull up, we're gonna give you a little tour of the car on the outside. I'll point out a few features that I like. We'll give you a tour of the shop, show you what the guys are up to, and then that'll complete our first vlog. So we made it back to the shop.
It's still raining.
It's in one piece. So let's take you around this guy. I'm definitely excited to talk about it, show you guys some cool features. So right now, this is the base, essentially, Corvette C8.
3LT Z51. It's a ceramic matrix gray. It is not heavily optioned, but it has a decent amount of options.
Okay, so one of the biggest things that Chevy did this year is move the engine to the rear. It's definitely different as far as the Corvette formula goes, but we're definitely
Ignore my garbage.
Open for some change. Now clearly you're gonna see the carbon fiber, the red valve covers, and it just stands out. And then you got the trunk in the back, right behind the engine.
This is your rear view camera.
Let's go in real close into the camera. So earlier in the video you saw me recording the rear view mirror, and that's where the camera's located.
And the backup camera is right here.
There's the backup camera. Yeah. And then the back is just so wide. It's just chunky, but
I like it.
It's got great traction.
But hey, what do you think about putting like gloss wrap like right here, so it kind of like blacks it out and carries it out?
Oh, that'd be sick. Yeah. Bring the black from the bumper up.
Yeah.
Just
and
a little
then
bit.
It kind of like seams like right here, and so it will kind of meet this line, and then you fill it up down here and then follow it. So it kind of does like more black on it. I think it would look cool.
Now, we mentioned that these OEM wheels are out. We got Chris Strauss down in Miami, came over and he measured to the T the wheel fitment that would fit this vehicle the best. So we got offsets, back spacing, we have outer and inner diameter as far as tires go, how far we can really push this thing.
Going from a 305 to a 335. So it's a big jump.
Now from the factory, this car does come with a bit of wheel gap. See if you can see. There's 2 and there's 3 and there's almost 4 you can fit in. So definitely in the market for some suspension upgrades. Now the front, we're really excited to see what aero comes out as far as canards, carbon fiber front lips, or any diffuser of any sort. It's just going to add to the aggressive sharpness in the front, and it's just going to be gorgeous. Now one thing that really stands out to me that I did see in the McLarens is that there is a nice little radiator right in here. Let's see if we can get it close. You see it in there? And there's a fan that actually turns on and off when you turn the car on and off. So it's fairly close to the McLarens as far as keeping the radiators cool on the sides. And then in the front,
You have a trunk.
it wouldn't be a Porsche without a frunk. No, so they definitely added a few creature comforts, kept it nice and light.
Another gripe, the back is soft close. This you have to like push down and you feel like you're gonna break your hood.
Yeah, you gotta like slap it closed. And it does come with a pretty cool auto on feature. There you guys have it, that's the C8. Zach's gonna go back inside while I take you guys around the shop and show you the guys, see what they're all up to.
And whatever you want to see different or whatever you think would be good advice for us, just show us and leave it in the comments, message us. We're open to all opinions. Like I said, this is our first one, so we're gonna learn. But yeah, just give them a tour of all the cars and then just introduce them to the other team, and I'll see you again.
Later, Zach. thank you everyone for tuning in, checking out our first vlog video. It's been a lot of fun. And again, we have a lot of great content coming your way, so stay tuned. We'll see you next time.